Hi kids and everyone joining us. So now we are on the 11th chapter and this one is going to be very funny. It's called Fur Coats in Summer. And Barry, after listening to the word summer, is not quite happy. You do know penguins live in cold regions, don't you? So summer is definitely not Barry's favorite season. But I'm sure it is yours because we have holidays, we have mangoes, and it's all fun and games. Well, let's see what Bimbo and Topsy are doing in their summer holiday. Alright? It was a very hot day. The sun shone down and the flowers drooped in the heat. The birds came to Topsy's bowl of drinking water and used it for a bath. Topsy was cross. "Do you suppose I want to drink your bath water?" she said to the birds. "Go away. Go and bathe in the pond next door." But the birds came down to the bowl every time that Topsy wasn't looking, and she got very cross indeed. She chased them away every time, and soon she was panting with heat. Her tongue hung out, very pink indeed. Bimbo didn't like it. "Do put your tongue back into your mouth," she said. "It looks so silly hanging out like that. Are you cooling it or what?" "I just can't help it," said Topsy, putting her tongue back into her mouth again. "As soon as I pan, out comes my tongue." "Well, it's rude to put your tongue out at me like that," said Bimbo. "There it goes again. Topsy, put it back." Topsy flopped down beside Bimbo. "I'm so hot," she said. "So very hot." "So am I," said Bimbo. "I wish I could get cool, but I can't." "You've got a thicker fur coat than I have," said Topsy, looking at Bimbo's creamy coat. "Isn't it silly of us to wear fur coats in the summer, Bimbo?" "Very silly," said Bimbo. "Mistress only wears hers in the winter. She wears a thin cotton frock in this hot weather. Her fur coat is put away in the wardrobe." "Why can't we take off our fur coats and put them away somewhere too?" said Topsy suddenly. "Oh, Bimbo, wouldn't it be nice if we just wore our skins? We'd be so cool." "Yeah, with pets, it gets so difficult for them during summer because it's so hot and they have thick fur, and all of that fur makes them really, really hot. So make sure that you keep out a good amount of water for your pets and let them come and sit with you when you sit under the fan or sit in the AC, okay?" "Well, I don't see why we should not," said Bimbo, quite pleased at the idea. "I shall melt away if I get much hotter. I know I shall. How does Mistress take off her fur coat, Topsy?" "I think she undoes hooks or buttons," said Topsy. "At least I've seen hooks and buttons on dresses and coats, so I expect there are some on fur coats too." "Then that's how we ought to take ours off," said Bimbo. "We must look for our hooks or our buttons." "Where are they?" said Topsy, screwing herself round to have a good look down the middle of her back. "I don't seem to remember them." "Well, they must be there somewhere," said Bimbo. "After all, we've got our fur coats on, haven't we? So they must be buttoned round somehow. I wonder who put them on us. I don't remember. Do you?" "No, I don't," said Topsy, looking underneath herself to see if any buttons or hooks were there. "It's really very funny where my buttons have gone, Bimbo. Have you found yours?" "No," said Bimbo, who was licking his fur to see if he could feel any buttons with his tongue. "They must be hidden deep in our fur," said Topsy. "I'll hunt for yours if you like. You'll tie yourself into a knot soon trying to find them." So Bimbo hunted for the buttons that did up Topsy's fur coat, but no matter how she sniffed or licked, she couldn't find a single one. And when Topsy sniffed in Bimbo's coat, she couldn't find any either. So when they went to Bob's, we want to take off our fur coats because we're so hot, said Bimbo. Well, take them off then, said Bob's. I'm not stopping you, but go away and leave me alone because I'm too hot to even talk. Bob's, we can't find our coat buttons, said Bimbo. Please, will you look for them and undo them? I can't find my own, so I'm certain I shan't find yours, said Bob's, closing his eyes. Go away. The two animals went off sadly. Soon they met Cozy, and she laughed at their long faces. Whatever's the matter, she said. We're so hot that we want to take off our coats, said Topsy, but we don't know how to undo them. Hold your breath hard and maybe your buttons will pop, said Cozy. Then you can slip off your coats. She laughed and ran away. Then Bimbo and Topsy held their breaths, swelled themselves up and tried to make their buttons go pop. But they didn't. It was most disappointing. Mistress came along just then and was most astonished to see the kitten and the puppy behaving so queerly. What do you think you're doing? She said. We're trying to take off our fur coats, said Bimbo. We're so hot. Mistress, find us our buttons and undo them, please. We want to be just in our skins. Then we'll be cool. Mistress laughed. You silly little things, she said. You can't take off your fur coats. They're growing on you. But mistress, you take yours off, said Topsy. Doesn't it grow on you then? Of course not, Bimbo, said mistress. We just have our skins and not fur like you. We put on clothes on top and take them off when we like. It's a better idea than yours. Well, mistress, it may be a good idea in the summer, said Topsy, but it's a much better idea to grow your own fur in winter. You take my advice and do that. It's lovely and warm. But I don't expect mistress will do anything of that sort. Do you? Wow, we're really so lucky as human beings that we can tell each other that we're feeling hot, we're feeling cold, or we're thirsty, hungry, whatever it is. So when it gets too cold, you can just slip on your red jersey and be warm. But that's not true for animals, is it? So you always make sure that you're looking out for your pets, alright? See you next time.